Thanks, John Channel here over at Subscribestar, Rumble, or Odyssey. The Telegram, you're going to need some asbestos panties if you go in there. It's kind of a free speech zone, and they really, really take that free speech seriously. So Amazon's Kindle is now forcing censored media on its customers, and for some reason the left wing hates it when you bring up Orwell 1984 and Animal Farm, because that's what gaslighting is. And it kind of relates to why the left wing can't meme, where the right wing can summarize an argument pretty, or the libertarian, I guess that's now that libertarian and liberalism are all now far right, because everything that's not far left is in their minds far right, can summarize an argument pretty well because you have good ideas and you're not afraid of the open marketplace of a back and forth with them. The left wing has to censor and deplatform because they have fundamentally bad ideas that can't be defended, or at least they don't feel confident defending them. They go, I just don't understand this. We have to have this long convoluted meme. And the left wing can't meme because their conclusion of their meme, or their ideas mostly, is you go, okay, for your idea to work, you have to have humans behave in a way that they don't currently behave. And in fact, it's been proved throughout history that they will not behave that way. And then their counter is, yes, but it'll work this time. You go, well, this is why none of your ideas are good, and you have to censor the opposition, because like a child could counter argument your ideas and go, where has this worked? Well, it hasn't. It hasn't. It's actually resulted in well-fertilized fields with human fertilizer. Okay, then that seems like a bad idea. If no, the theory is sound, but the execution is it just needs to be different. No, I think those are just bad ideas. It's a bad theory that humans are not capable of carrying out, and it's weird that you want to. Perhaps you're just bad people who know that these are bad ideas. Bingo, you have it in one. So what's going on with the digital Amazon Kindle area is Ian Fleming's James Bond books are being censored for modern audiences, because I guess people are all snowflake pussies you can't handle. So they're also, we are always at war with Oceania, is gonna force you to own the censored copies of books even after you purchase the original digital copy. So she says she downloaded the ebook of Matilda I bought a few years ago to see if Joseph Conrad was still there. He was. I closed it, deleted it, downloaded it, opened it again. Mistake. Conrad was gone. I was not given a choice as to whether I wanted the updated. So even if you purchase the stories, Amazon will not even get your permission to update you to the censored version. I mean, you didn't, as they point out, like you didn't buy the stories. You have some weird licensing agreement. So in 1984 news, Amazon's Kindle book app is correcting the literature you thought you had purchased, but it turns out that you didn't really purchase. So what happens is people write books, and of course they go through many different editions, but at the front are usually the words that says not one word has been changed or omitted. I remember reading those words as a kid, and I always thought that was very cool for some reason. And now I know why I thought that was so cool. So you're getting the original document, whatever was in the four corners of the document as the author or the creator intended, or at least you were. Now you're getting an edited version, which should strike you as queer because the editors didn't write the book. You think you're reading the original source material, but you're not. You're getting a mentally ill, blue-haired cat lady globalist view on the world. But that's not what you're reading the book for. If she was going to sell her books in the open marketplace, well, those books probably don't sell very well. Though they get all kinds of awards. If you look at the Hugo Awards, all these blue-haired weirdos are getting all these awards. And he goes, how many books did you sell? It's not actually selling that well. Oh, that's weird, because you're not finding like a popular audience. I mean, this is popular fiction, pop culture. You're not finding an audience, but you're winning awards. And I get how Stephen King finds an audience. His books aren't necessarily the best. I get that, but it does mean something that when you find an audience, you're connecting with people. And with all these books that are winning the awards, these just happen to be blue-haired, Poxwalk, Zura, furry otherkins. They're winning all these awards, and they all have a certain look to them. So is that just a quinky-dink? Does blue hair make you write better? Or it makes you not appeal to the popular audience, but it makes you appeal to the critics who hand out awards? Something just isn't adding up, is all I'm saying. So you're not reading the blue-haired commies books because they're insane and cringe. So the globalists, I mean, a lot of the stuff, if you look it up, it's bad when they don't even pirate it. Nobody bothers to put it on those sites. That's how lack of demand there is for these books. Because, I mean, they're not even so bad they're good, they're just bad. So the globalist publisher hires these blue-haired weirdos to rewrite the classics because these parasites can't create something that connects with an audience. I mean, they can't even sell to their own freaking audience. And when they try, it's like it's the Mags Visaggio of this type of stuff, was where They're trying to connect to an audience, or Joe Glass, who seems like a nice enough guy, but they're trying to sell this stuff. It's like, yeah, this stuff is too BLT even for the BLT audience. I mean, you gotta like even the gay audience is telling you probably want to dial it back a little bit. I mean, that's just the brutal reality. And anyway, so the thing is, they're not connecting. They're not finding an audience. They're not making something new that sells. They can only take the work of their betters and rewrite it. And yeah, if you're a world name who has stood the test of time, yes, you are a better writer than one of these modern Hugo blue-haired, Hugo Boss, Hugo Awards winner, these blue-haired weirdos who are selling like 2,000 copies on Amazon because Amazon or not Indiegogo, GoFundMe or one of those crowdfunding sites are putting your stuff on the front page, and it's like, oh, it's a Pox Walks Furry Otherkin, a story of two lesbian bikers who are fighting the patriarchy together, and they've got the sides of their head shaved, and we're going to put this on the front page of Indiegogo just as hard as we can. And it sold, oh, hey, it raised $21,000. Congratulations. Like, yeah, I mean, you got like Cyberfrog over there that probably sold $1 million. It's about a frog and we're gonna run around with some big titted girl. So where's that? Oh, you're gonna have to dig through Indiegogo to find that project. Oh, okay, that seems weird. Anyway, if this all seems extremely 1984 dystopian, GoodThink, well, welcome to the club. All this stuff now, the rewriting of history, is the revenge of cat ladies. Yeah, you want some physical media? Oh, I should have taken out of airplane mode. Whenever I take out of airplane mode, I get a pop up for some YouTube video that like I have the bell turned off for, and it's still drunk 3PO has got a new video out. The rewriting of history is revenge. It's like soy boy revenge. They'll brainwash you with Marxist critical theory one way or another. So what happened is a lady thinks she's buying Moby Dick or something. They call me Ishmael Classic, which was great, except for the homoerotic stuff where they've got the sperm whale not going to town on it. That was pretty gay. But we take the book as it is. It's the artist's vision. If you don't like it, you don't read it. It's up to you. But you're not buying Moby Dick. You're getting a slimy globalist license with Amazon that essentially says they can do anything they want because you're not reading the fine print. If you did, you wouldn't buy the books. You'd go sailing and get all that stuff on, burn that stuff on DVDs or get physical copies if you have room. So you have not the book, but rather a license agreement that will probably end up with you turned into an ass-to-mouth Kindle tablet super device. So if you accidentally delete your copy and go back to the cloud to re-download it, they send you the GoodThink corrected version, the version that the obese blue-haired soy boy has rewritten according to Saul Alinsky and Moses Mordecai Levy and their cult to make it palatable to them for, GoodThink critical theory stuff. So let me just say up front that this should all be illegal, punishable by either Vlad or drawing and quartering. The original literature is of such importance, and the risk of propaganda is obviously too great to continue to allow this. If they want to sell the reprints, they can edit it. They cannot be allowed to edit it. It just must be the author's original work. This is insane that it's been allowed to go on for too long. Otherwise, we're just getting too deep into abusive 1984 run by soy boy territory here. It shows you the power of incremental brainwashing that these globalist publishers can just say, well, it's for diversity, inclusion, and equity. We can do anything we want, including rewrite the classics that you could never hope to write yourself because, again, you're just a bunch of cringy cat ladies and soy boys. Make it illegal. If they want to write propaganda, they can write something fresh, which nobody will buy because it's painfully stupid, which is the point. Their ideas are so bad that they don't have any support, so they have to take a known name and do this bait and switch. The detrimental reliance concept of sales fraud, I guess, to trick people into reading their bad ideas by making you think it's coming from a famous author who got famous because he had ideas that resonated with the reader. Think how subversive and evil what they are doing is. Kids are going to read these false propaganda stories and think, oh, this is the original work of the author. Sure, at the beginning it says, oh, well, this is updated at the beginning, but they don't tell you where it has been changed, what has been changed. Think how incredibly evil that is to pass that book off, and give kids the impression that they're reading the book. Kids will have this version in their minds, and when people are talking about Huck Finn, the older generations are talking about the original, and the kids are talking about the cultural Marxist GoodThink version that they find out later they learned a false version of history. They're going to wonder, why was this allowed? Isn't the original work sacred? Are we going to allow the cultural Bolsheviks to destroy the past and erase history? Yeah, it seems so because nobody is doing anything about it, or politicians seem busy sending taxpayer money to foreign countries to helping everyone around the world, but not helping Americans, especially recently in Ohio. Hey, 3 weeks later, great. Thanks for the assistance. The Secretary of Transportation, Buttigieg, goes in there 3 weeks later. Is there a political solution? No, that ship has sailed about 60 years ago. So form local clubs for the preservation of literature and physical fitness or something like that. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next episode.